All right, Martin Popoff here, back with another edition of Reliving Old Reviews as a Useless Tool of Confusion. This is where I look at an old review and see if the writer got it right at the time of, these bands and albums that we consider legendary, we talk about all the time. Just got a short one here, but it's by a big name, JD Considine. I always stumble over that name. It's a hard one to pronounce. Considine. That's probably Considine, right? Okay. Diary of a Madman, Ozzy Osbourne. So this is from Rolling Stone, February 4th, 1982. So this is Ozzy getting in Rolling Stone. But yeah, I could tell already it's not a very long review, so he doesn't get a lot of standing, which makes sense. This is a squarely heavy metal album in 1982, and Rolling Stone was not a particularly heavy metal place. Ozzy Osbourne may be content to cultivate his image as rock's village idiot, but when it comes to heavy metal, he's no dolt. It's pretty cool. It gets his image down, and he's kind of like subconsciously or setting it up that this is a pretty complicated, interesting, progressive heavy metal album, which it is, right? He realizes, for example, that a massive sound isn't enough. The physics of band of hard rock. Again, sorry, this is a green photocopy, so it's kind of hard to read here. It's pretty small too. A hard rock makes velocity the coefficient of mass in determining a band's impact, and the formula that Osbourne's worked out for Diary of a Madman assures optimum use of both. As you'd expect, the songs here are a little more than riffs, with a vocal line pasted on top. Sorry. They're barely original, yet perfectly serviceable, thanks to Osbourne's X Factor guitarist, Randy Rhoads. So yeah, that's kind of putting down. I mean, I just set this up that he's realizing this is pretty progressive. These songs are more than riffs. They're actually pretty darn impressive, right? A flashy powerhouse performer, Rhoads is a junior league Eddie Van Halen, bursting with chops, but somewhat short on imagination. Not really true. I mean, he is obviously in more of a heavy metal idiom than Eddie is. Eddie has a little more freedom and probably a little more personality, but Randy has loads of personality. And obviously, I think we would probably agree that this is his finest moment, this album, right? Let's see. Rhoads' limitations never get in the way, though, because they keep his playing as thuddingly direct as the rest of the groups. And in the long run, that's what makes this record satisfying. Since heavy metal music is so rigidly formalized, the trick is to maintain the conventions without being straitjacketed by them. It's a trick that Osbourne's madmen know by heart. If only Ozzy knew enough to keep his lyrics off the inner sleeve. It's one thing to call an album Diary of a Madman, quite another to reprint the pages. Of course, Bob Daisley is writing these lyrics, so JD is not really glomming onto that, although it's somewhat you have to really know your Ozzy is supposed to sort that out. Heavy metal's got a dash in it, which I don't like, but I like kind of his idea of what does he say here? Makes since heavy metal music is so rigidly formalized, the trick is to maintain conventions without being straitjacketed by them. Kind of interesting. I mean, heavy metal obviously is a guitar with distortion, pedal, bass, and drums format, so you do have this straitjacketing of the arrangement situation. But yeah, this is an absolute classic of an album that does many different like a lot of cool ideas within the heavy metal context. So there you go, a little dismissive, like a standard Rolling Stone article. Let us know what you think in the comments below on this one. Whether you like this review or my review of this review. And we've got a Patreon, a Ko-Fi, we've got merch, all that stuff. Signing on to the Patreon gets you onto our panels if you want to do that sort of thing. So there you go. Reliving Old Reviews is a useless tool of confusion. Ozzy Osbourne, Diary of a Madman.